Augusta here from The New Face of Finance. Welcome to my 32-week pregnancy video. My last video I did around 24 weeks, but truth be told, I didn't have a scan between week 20 and week 32. And because I didn't have an ultrasound, it didn't trigger me to make any more pregnancy videos. So as you can imagine, quite a lot, and yet not that much, has happened in the last 8 weeks. Some of you are going to be watching this thinking, she looks really different today. And there is a reason why I'm super glammed up. No, this is not my new look. Well, it's my uber glam look when I need it to be. But the reason why I've got quite a lot of makeup on today is because I had a pregnancy shoot. Obviously, on the last pregnancy video, I talked about wanting a baby shower, but realistically, given that we're in the middle of a pandemic and we keep having these lockdowns and social distancing is highly encouraged, I decided that that probably wasn't smart and instead opted for a maternity shoot. My big challenge then was deciding how, who and how. In the end, I enlisted the services of my wonderful and talented friend, Charlie, of Farlie Photoraphy. She is an Essex-based married mother of 3 who has built a beautiful portfolio over the last few years. However, I am quite confident we have put her skills to the test today with our African Christmas inspired pre-baby shoot. My hubby Nick was a little bit nervous, a bit cautious because of the experience of our wedding photos. We don't love the results. Let's just say my favourite photo, or even favourite photos, weren't taken by the professional photographer we paid. But this time I am really filled with confidence. I think the pictures are going to be amazing. I'm quite excited, and if you're lucky, I'll share them once I have them in hand. Today was such a lovely experience. It didn't take too long. I was really happy with the aesthetics and the range of images that we took. I'm so glad that after much deliberation, she was the chosen one. So in the week leading up to today, I spent a lot of time focusing on my skin. I did a lot of home facials, a lot of kind of hydrating and replenishing and descaling. Obviously, we are technically in the middle of a lockdown, so I had to do my own mani, my own pedi, my own makeup. But I tell you, the week that I spent physically preparing for the shoot meant that on the day I was confident because I knew that I looked the best that I possibly could, and I felt good because of that time that I dedicated to taking care of my skin and hair. Now, timing of this video is a bit of a departure from my usual videos. I'm actually filming this in the evening, and the reason being is because the exhaustion is real out here. It's my biggest physical battle right now, the tiredness, and sleep is such a commodity at the moment. My sleep hours are sporadic, a little bit manic, constantly need a nap during the day. I've caught myself falling asleep during phone calls. I've been late onto calls because my naps have overrun. In the early months, there was a little bit of anxiety and frustration about how little I could get done because of, tiredness and sickness at the time. But I've had to come to terms with the fact that, I've grown a human being. That takes a lot out of somebody. And And now that I've adjusted my personal expectations, I'm super happy and proud of how much I actually get done and how much I managed to get done over the last couple of months. So I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes at 28 weeks. Regular testing began soon after, and this essentially consisted of a blood sugar test. So 3 or 4 times a day, I prick myself. It tells me what my blood sugar level is. And so normal sugar levels are probably somewhere between 4 and 7.5, 7.9. And kind of anything above that is quite worrying. And obviously once you get over like 10, then, you know, there's some real concerns. My sugars have been like super high, 8s, 9s, 10s. Probably the highest has been about 14. So there was a little bit of concern. We tried to manage the diabetes with diet for the first week while I continued to test, but that wasn't successful. So after a consultation, the doctors decided that we had to use a bit more. In that first week, we tried to manage it with diet, which consisted of regular meals, a smaller portion of carbohydrates during these meals, and just staying away from all sugars, especially refined sugars, but all sugars. So they put me on insulin shots and tablets called Metformin. As gestational diabetes is linked to an increased level of insulin tolerance, this was kind of supposed to encourage my body to use up the sugars more efficiently. They meddled with the doses a little bit, so we had these incremental increases until they felt that my numbers were a bit more controlled. I'm still sending weekly screenshots of my results, and they're still keeping a super close eye, but my numbers have fallen and have been quite consistent over the last week or so. So as I say, emailing the results in every week, and there is a consultation either in face but usually over the telephone every 2 weeks. Also, I've got access to a dietitian just in case I need to speak to one or if I have any queries. Again, this is one of the great things I love about living in Margate. I just feel like, especially the doctors, the nurses, the midwives around here just seem to care. Just really seem to care and keep an eye on everything, which makes me feel good, fills me with quite a lot of confidence. As well as that, they have increased my dose of folic acid. Now, most people will only take folic acid for the first 3 months of their pregnancy, but I have like kept it on. I've taken it on, and the insulin doctors were like, no, let's keep on it and let's increase the dosage a little bit. So I'm taking a bit more of that. I'm also taking iron tablets. I remember going to a midwife a couple of sessions ago and then being super shocked that I wasn't passing out in the street with how low my iron levels were. So hopefully that's increased. I don't know, I haven't really been tested since I've been taking them, but my poo is like super black all the time. I'm also on Clexane injections. These are taken to reduce the chances of a blood clot. And I'll probably be taking these for 6 weeks postpartum because the risk is quite high right after you give birth. This is just a syringe into my stomach every evening around 9 p.m. When they first started giving me or prescribing all these injections and tablets, I just felt like I've never been on this. I've never been on so much medication in my life. And there were a few days where it just really did get me down. It just really made me feel like not very good about myself and just a little bit irresponsible. But the reality is, you know, it's what it is. I'm a little bit on the heavier side. I'm a little bit on the older side. And being black as well, statistically, we have tend to have a higher risk of things like gestational diabetes and preeclampsia. So it's the cards that life has dealt, and you just have to find a way to work through it. And now that I've gotten into a routine with things, I'm okay. I'm actually okay with it. Just want to put myself in the best position to deliver a healthy, happy baby. And obviously just want to be around to enjoy motherhood, and continue to enjoy my marriage and my businesses and my home life. So if this is what it takes, this is what it takes. I've also been taking vitamin B12, vitamin D and calcium tablets for many months of this pregnancy. So when I was around 25 weeks pregnant, we spent 2 nights away up the road in Maidstone in a hotel. I did make a video about this, and if you're watching on YouTube, then you should be able to see it on one of the links above my head if you press on the information icon. We just felt like we needed a short break, a couple of days to do nothing, feel a bit pampered, didn't want to go too far, didn't want to spend too much money, and also it commemorated 4 years of being together. Now, we never actually celebrate, like, you know, annual, we've been together a year, let's do something. We never really do that. But I wanted to celebrate 4 years because A, it was a good excuse to get away, and B, you know, we're married now, so we're going to go from celebrating our relationship to celebrating our marriage. And we'll be 1 year married February 2021. And so we probably will create a new ritual for celebrating that particular event every year. Also, that's probably the last break until baby is big and old enough to travel. And then I'm going to get on a plane, go somewhere nice like Dubai. So as we are now gearing up towards the birth, I've started reading books and watching an array of videos around what to expect in regards to birth, what to expect with regards to having a newborn, because obviously our lives will change. We're in a fortunate position as business owners that we get to work from home, and we have a partnership that means that we get to see each other quite regularly during the course of the day, but things will be different. So try and prepare mentally for that. Nick's been super good as well. He's watching videos about, you know, being a new dad and just trying to allay his suspicions and concerns that I'm going to try and hog the baby, or me and baby are going to, you know, group up because we're so tight and he's not going to get a look in. So I think that, you know, he'll be in for a shock. You know, I think I'd make a really crap single mum if I'm honest. I'm just glad that I do have a partner, someone I can palm baby off to. And I do plan to breastfeed. We'll see what happens with that, and I'll probably talk a bit about that in later videos once I've done a bit more research. But even with breastfeeding, you know, sometimes I might not actually want the baby on breast. I might be tired, I might be on a call, I might need to do something else. So I will start to express quite early. And, you know, I've gotten some guidance that it's a good idea to get baby used to a bottle quite early on, so that when I do transition away from breast onto bottle, they're quite used to sucking from a bottle. And it also means that daddy can feed baby sometimes. It's not just always down to me. So that's the plan for feeding as I see it now. We've also ordered a bunch of stuff. The room where the nursery is going to be is empty, but really and truly, baby's going to be sleeping in our bedroom for the first few months. So I've got a cot for the side of the bed, got a Moses basket so they can sleep in other parts of the house. And we've ordered some clothes, not masses of the stuff, because baby's going to grow out really quickly. Or we don't know if we're having a boy or a girl, so everything's like grey, black and white. Also bought a couple of little toys because research suggests that babies like take to black and white images early on, you know, these strong vivid images. So, and you know, I'm trying to create this whiz kid, so we're going to be like talking to baby from the very beginning and just encouraging a lot of like thought and consciousness. I have also started using a tool called Aniball, which is designed to expand the uterus and get it ready for natural delivery. I'll probably talk more about that in later videos as I use it more and more. Look, I might have a natural birth, I might have a C-section, I don't know. I'm not massively precious as long as baby's healthy and not in too much distress and I haven't got to spend, you know, 5 weeks giving labour. You know, I'm pretty chilled about how baby will come out. At the time of filming this, we are in another UK lockdown. It's not as severe as the first lockdown that we had, but you know, jobs are being lost, the economy is cracking under the pressure, and I genuinely feel bad for a lot of people, a lot of families, a lot of households out there today. But what I will say for us, after several years of hard work and just really struggling and ridicule from people just being like, you know, what are they trying to do? Are they even going to achieve it? We're in a super like strong position. We're probably like financially stronger than we've ever been in the 4 years that we've been together. Nick is doing amazingly on a short-let business, especially when I compare it to where we were this time last year. And I have just closed the biggest loan and payday in my advisory career. So I'm super happy. I feel really fortunate. In any case, it's been real. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share, tell your people about me. I shall see you on the next video.